So this hii mchezo itakoma. Hii mchezo nani? This just ujinga tu. People are there, no sugar, endless. What? How can this confusion go on? Huh? Now, the smugglers are very worried about this. Very worried. Very worried. And they don't like Museven's face. And they say this is communism. Wajinga hawa. Eh? Wajinga. You stop holding, they say that's communism. Eh? This is stopping hoarding and stopping smuggling. Finished. Eh? And we're not going to be intimidated by pharaohs because they are used to this. The economy is now in turmoil because of these pharaohs. Business, something is sold about 20 times. Speculation, because since the days of Amin, the economy was twisted from production to speculation. Magendo. You get something here, it is sold 100 times. Each one putting on a commission. Each one putting on a commission. This one sells this paper and he gets 5 cents. Another one sells it again. He gets another 5 cents. So it's now 10 cents more than it would have cost if it had been sold straight from the I know I am hurting some people's interests, but these are illegitimate interests. We are not hurting legitimate interests, we are hurting illegitimate interests. Smuggling is not a legitimate interest. Hoarding is not a legitimate interest. Overcharging is not a legitimate interest. And I am not sorry to hurt such an interest. If it is hurt, I'm very sorry. But I think these fellows who have been depending on that way of living need to readjust their lives to a normal, productive, and useful life, rather than living like parasites on society and causing so much chaos. Then there's another problem. There is the problem of saying that, because they also try to use that. When we talked about this, some people said, but what can the resistance committees may not have money to buy the sugar? We said, no problem. They will get the sugar from, let me say, Ruero, Kapeka, Kabogwe, the Muruka, the example which I gave you, without payment, if necessary, if they don't have the money, without payment. And when the buyers buy, the agent of Kapeka will now, of the other place, will bring the money and pay. What's the problem? Eh? Eh? Sugar can be taken up to the Muruka without payment, and then when they sell to the public, the money, because to release the sugar to the drinker, to the user, he must pay, and in that way you'll get the money and take back the money to the district, and the money will be brought back to Kampala here. What's the problem? Because that one they also put it as a problem which cannot be solved. So no, this problem. What problem? Huh? What problem? There's no problem there. I don't see any problem. You bring the sugar up to the village, villagers buy, you get the money because you are not going to give it free. They're going to buy anyway. So it's just a question of getting either the money today or 2 days after. That's the only difference. Yeah. If they don't buy it, you return the sugar. I don't think that sugar rots. Sugar is not one of the commodities which rots. Not even salt, not what. Now, what I don't know what the Minister of Commerce will do, I think they could distribute, because now we are talking about sugar, but there could be some other, the other items which are going to come, salt, what. We'd like them to be dealt with in the same way. But maybe you should tell these people they could use different agents. They don't have to use the same agent. They could distribute, if you have used if the resistance committee has used Museven for sugar, they could use Kiga for salt. They could find a way of, but that one is not my business. It's up to them to see how really it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that the sugar gets to the drinkers, and that it's not smuggled out, and that it's not hoarded. I don't mind any arrangement provided that one is achieved. Now the items which we regard as essential commodities, yes, and which the government is going to is already buying. In fact, sugar is the first item to arrive, but others are on the way. These are salt, soap, the three categories of soap, that is bar soap, toilet soap, and powdered soap, all the three categories. Blankets, hose, cement, human drugs, and equipment, medical equipment which is absolutely necessary, animal drugs, pesticides, agricultural inputs. Apart from hose, there are some other things which may be necessary for agriculture. Scholastic materials, motor tires and tubes, motor and cycle spare parts, motorcycles, bicycles, and commercial vehicles, i.e. trucks, buses, and pickups. Heavy construction equipment. These are road repair or road reconstruction equipment to deal with these roads which are in such a terrible state. Gunny bags, a gunia. And then raw materials and spare parts for industries, that is the factories and so on. These are the priority items for this government. Actually, we could say priority items. If you say essential commodities, it may mean, I don't know what essential commodities means. Does it mean things you eat only, or what?
No, that is you use.
A commodity you use?
You use. It's
okay.
essential.
So they are all essential commodities.
Yeah.
Now, of course, some of these don't have to go up to the village, like the motor spare parts and all that. Some can end up at the district or even here in Kampala. The ones which have got to go up to the village are things like the food and the soap and so on and so forth. But for motor spare parts and so on, I don't think we are going to open up a shop at Kapeka for motor spare parts. I think we shall end. Those can be handled here at Kampala. The method of their distribution will have to be worked out a bit carefully there.